The long-run neutral rate doesn't change, as we pointed out, 2.5%. But in 2022, they're still at 2.1%. Does that suggest that maybe their neutral rate is a little high?
Yeah, it certainly may. And it's come down in terms of, you also saw it in terms of the NAIRU coming down as well in the forecasts. And so this is a Fed that is tilting towards accommodation because of both the risks to the outlook, but also, as the point I made at the beginning, the asymmetry with respect to the outlook for inflation. And that'll be interesting for me, I think, in the press conference. Does he tee up this change in the policy reaction function that says we're willing to be late, we're willing to be operating different? This is no longer a preemptive Fed. This is a Fed that is trying to generate inflationary pressures, and that's partly what you see, I think, in that path of those dots.
Right, but I also think it reflects that the Fed is groping in the dark here, right? NAIRU, why we're not getting wage acceleration really, or inflation here. So why is NAIRU above 4%? I'm old enough to remember when people thought NAIRU was 3%. Mm-hmm. The other thing that's interesting is this whole thing with the neutral rate. I mean, some of the members of the committee actually believe the real neutral rate is negative. So, maybe the neutral rate isn't 2.5 or 2.25, maybe it's closer to 1.5. And so, and that's the kind of debate I think they're having internally. And they're just groping in the dark to figure out what to do at this point because they're in unexplored territory.